Hello there, good morning to you. This is Kakaaki Social. I'm on Obozeghie. Thank you for joining us. Let's begin today's edition from the security angle to say that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu Monday approved the immediate retirement of all service chiefs and the Inspector General of Police, advisors, Comptroller General of Customs from service, as well as the replacement with immediate effect the newly appointed officers Malam Nuhu Ribado, National Security Advisors. If we could just roll that, you will see the graphics there. And then General C.J. Musa, Chief of Defense Staff, Major T.A. Lagbaja, Chief of Army Staff, Rear Admiral E.A. Ogala. Then Chief of Naval Staff, AVM H.B. Abubakar, Chief of Air Staff, DIG Kayode Igbetokun, Acting Inspector General of Police, and Major General Ekba Odian Deye, Chief of Defense Intelligence. Now, according to a statement issued by the Director of Information Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, the President also approved the appointment of Adeniyi Bashir Adewale as the Acting Comptroller General of Customs. The statement added that the appointed service chiefs, the Inspector General of Police, and the Comptroller General of Customs are to act in their positions pending their confirmation in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now, how did Nigerians find this on the space of social media? First reaction to this is coming from Senator Shehu Sani, who says the retirement of those service chiefs and Comptroller General of Customs and others is a welcome development that belonged to the old decadent order. When the head is gone, so should the tail. And it says good riddance. And more reactions coming in from this now from other social media users on Twitter would be that Boma says this president, official Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is taking all the right steps, acting with a sense of urgency as a true leader of the nation in a deep crisis. Until otherwise proven, he remains the best man for the job, making surgical interventions in all the critical areas of our national development. He is doing well, very, very well. For Cross, it says Rear Admiral E.A. Ogala is the Chief of Naval Staff. There are 6 regions in Nigeria. 22 appointments were made and only one was from the southeast. And more reactions from Jonathan. He says, for the first time in 43 years, a southerner becomes the Comptroller General of Customs. And lastly, you would notice that this picture was trending yesterday with the name Real the Ogala appointee. And the thing was that no appointment was coming from the southeast. Now, this is to say that this right here, the new Chief of Naval Staff, is from Enugu State, exactly from Igboeze North Local Government Area of Enugu State, and not from Kogi, nor from Benue, as a lot of us thought. That is just to clarify. But yeah, as some of the users said, like we read, one appointment from the southeast so far, but we have an appointment there. The Presidential Election Petition Court has admitted as evidence a report which says that the Amazon web server that provided cloud services for INEC's digital backbone for the presidential election did not experience any glitch on election day. This is contrary to INEC's claims that there were technical glitches during the election, and that's why they could only upload the results of reps and senatorial, but for the presidential. As I mentioned, Amazon Web Server that is testifying now is the organization that provided cloud services for INEC, and they are saying that no glitch whatsoever was recorded. The report was tendered through a subpoenaed witness, Claretta Oga, by the Labour Party. She's a cloud engineer with Amazon Web Service Incorporated in the US. Our mandate is saying to this, which kind glitches? He reached on to upload presidential snapshot via Beavers. Server hang, network waka, no pin code to log in, story for the gods. Mr. Ike says another wasted witness and evidence. E-transmission is not compulsory by INEC according to Supreme Court of Nigeria. Is also not part of the Electoral Act. To transmit what is there is upload scanned copies using Beavers. Obedient, they are just using una head to be happy for nothing. Well, push it to the limit says Mahmoud Yakubu should be declared wanted now. And also reacting to this is Soani, who says, dear Agbadorians. By the way, Agbadorians is what opposition call those in APC on the social media space. So it says, dear Agbadorians, may your days belong to see Peter Obi victory restored and a possible new Nigeria. If Claretta Oga's evidence in court today, now yesterday, didn't send a strong message to your camp, then I'm afraid you are all gone. Femolala says all this evidence are just baseless, but let's see what the court would say, whether they are baseless or not at the end of the day. Now, Nigerians may have to brace up for tougher times as electricity tariff is set to increase by about 40% in the coming days, a development which may eventually end all forms of energy subsidy in the country since we're already without subsidized fuel. Now, heavy knocks have been greeting the plan, which would take effect from the very first day of July 2023. All of this is because of the unification of the Naira by the Central Bank of Nigeria, which has led to the depreciation of the currency at the investor and exporter window. While speculations surrounding the proposed hike have shaped conversations on the social media, fueling public concerns about the overall impact of this development. And Hammer to that is saying that then there will be a lot of energy theft. Electricity is like the air we breathe, and when denied but available, it will be sought even through crooked means. You cannot charge Nigerians international price when wages in Nigeria are not international. I think that is so key. But for Mavis, it says Nigerians will go from using fans even while having air conditioners at home to turning off freezers and imploring the old school method of warming food in the morning and at night. This new electricity tariff would bang. Let's see if we'll get there. But for Woye from APC, he's saying that, do you want electricity subsidy tariff? Yes or no? For how many years? Then don't complain for revenue and debt servicing. Again, apparently he has details what all of that will be used for when the subsidies are finally gone. For Kelvin, it says, by the way, nothing has happened to the subsidized lifestyle of government officials. We still operate a very large government and spend so much maintaining the luxurious lifestyle of those in elective positions. National Assembly salary and allowances run in millions for individuals. So let's see if that will, if we're getting there, like if this is a roster, like alignment gradually from 1 to 2 to 3, maybe it's just next online. And then the co-chair of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Bill Gates, was at the presidential villa Monday to meet with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and he was accompanied by the chairman of the Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote. The visit was part of the Gates Foundation commitment to working with leaders and partners to support innovation that accelerate progress and improve lives across the African continent. And as the foundation said, he would also meet with national and regional leaders to encourage them to make investments and advance policies that promote innovation and provide equitable opportunity despite challenging economic conditions. Now let's listen to what he said before we come back for reactions.
Help, Nigeria so that our health sector will keep improving, which will turn out to be better for the whole citizens of the country. Well, we even congratulated him on the removal of subsidy, and I think he's doing a great job. I expect that it's going to be better for everybody. There will be more money now to put into education, into health, infrastructure, and other areas. And our own side is to help support him to make sure that he achieves his own vision and his goals.
Dangote and Gates there. Laura, in reaction to this, says, this is an incredible meeting of powerful minds. It's great to see leaders from different industries coming together to discuss important matters. For CG Samson, it's indeed a new era. I'm happy I didn't waste my vote. Glad to be part of the process of making a better Nigeria. But for another user who attached this picture of former President Muhammadu Buhari, the same Bill Gates and Dangote, where they were in a meeting before today, Akam says, same old script being replayed by different lead actors. We are familiar with these games. Nothing comes out of it. I think from our last user, I said, if you watch the role that we had, the visual that we had just before Dangote spoke, you would see how he was busy shaking his hand there. But this user is quite worried for us or for whoever, and he says, why is Billy shaking one's hand like that? Make una wanna more. Well, every man for himself. They would always have their own perspective, despite whether it's serious or not. So that's everything on Kakaaki Social this morning. I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you so much for being a part of it today. Good morning, Unkoli and Perry.
Good morning, Rena.
We'll say good morning, and thanks for bringing us those developments on the social media space. Let me say, like Nigerians, I beg, they should not kill us. Which one is the electricity tariff increase again, on top of the fuel increase that we are all dealing with? I mean, how are we going to survive this if it ever happens?
Plus 40%. I don't know, it's quite high. And I saw a lot of convoy yesterday that were said, a lot of cars in the convoy, very long one, that was said to belong to VAT, the person that we all know, that just got into office. And people are like, if you're making life difficult for Nigerians in this capacity, like we've not even recovered, just like about 10 days ago you removed fuel subsidy, and no, let's say 2 weeks now, and then today you are coming to say, okay, with education, for you to even access that education loan, it means that they've removed the education subsidy already, and then the liquidation of the Naira note, allowing it to float, so people just sell for whatever they want to sell for is there. And then the electricity tariff too, we're expecting it to like go almost up, half of it just by next month. But I think that maybe they are working on something. I assume they should be working on something, because all of this cannot just be happening to us
without palliative.
Yes, like
right.
they are happening too soon.
All right, so we just have to leave you now.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.